All right, man. Game of the year coming up. Detroit Lions um, taking on Minnesota at home, which might not necessarily be the greatest thing for the Lions. Um, because they just finished the season 8-0 on the road. 8-0. So I think they play how many games? 17 games. So yeah, they play 17 games. So 8-0 on the road. 6-2 at the crib. Um, Minnesota's 6-1 on the road, so they have a hella fire record on the road too. They went on the road and done some things, man. But I didn't really kind of really talk about a prediction, but this is the biggest game of the year. Um, and honestly, it's a lot of pressure. It's really a playoff game. The first time in history, there will be a 14 win team that is, a wild card team. So just tell you how great 2024 was for the NFC North, and Green Bay may finish with 12 wins as well. So you had a 14-14, at least minimum 14-14, and possibly, I believe, maybe 11 wins team for Green Bay. Let me double check that. Check that about Green Bay. See where they at with it. Um, yeah, 11 wins. They stand 11 wins right there, so they could be 12. So, hella 5 season for them. But yeah, it's a huge game. Beat Minnesota already. They only lost one other game, and that was to the LA Rams. So it's gonna be a tough matchup. For the most part, they're fairly healthy. We're not, but it's really not an excuse. You know, um, you know, it's really not an excuse, but we got to find a way to win. I mean, I feel like we should have won the first game by double digit points, but we did have David Montgomery fumbled that ball late in that game. So that game should have been a blowout, to be honest. So, but Brian Flores gonna come with some wrinkles when you start talking about blitzes, and he come with some wrinkles this time. But honestly, I'm not sure exactly of the approach of what the Lions are going to take. Do they try to come in here and just go point for point with them? Do they come in here and try to play ball control and run the ball, do a lot of screen, short passing game, and then try to go down the field? And then defensively, what is the approach? And fortunately for enough, then they have some experience of playing Minnesota with limited talent last year. How do you figure Addison and Justin Jefferson out? We seen Green Bay last week do somewhat of a good job of taking them deep passes away from them last week. So that's a huge part of what they do is run the ball, and then they like to attack you down the field. So the Lions, do they say, what, we're gonna give them something underneath, but then we're gonna hit them, in the middle of the field when they go late, just wrap up and tackle. Also, you had this Jalen Nair style step up last week. They tend to be trusting him a lot. Hawkinson started to come alive, so they got a lot of weapons. They're a talented bunch. Sam Darnold's playing well, but I said the same thing in the post game reaction video I did for the San Francisco game. When you're dealing with Purdy, when you're dealing with um, guys like Sam Darnold, the number one thing is you got to make them go through their reads. You got to take that running game away first and foremost and make them go through the reads. If you allow them to get in front of the chains consistently, you allow them to get the middle of the field, you allow them to get to their first read, it's pretty much going to be open season. It's pretty much going to be open season. So you have to really wrap up, tackle, eliminate the big play, but take away the first read. You got to hope that your front seven can just stop Aaron Jones. Or if you're going to choose to be Blitz City, you got to make sure that, you know, when they run the ball during the blitz, you got to wrap up. You got to not let Aaron Jones break the first line of defense, because that's all that's really there. And then, when you blitz, you got to make sure you take away that first read. That's imperative. You got to make him make quick decisions under pressure. So I think, what'd be interesting, in my opinion, what'd be interesting is if they blitz, if they blitz like Minnesota blitz everybody else, and I guarantee you, I believe if you blitz, you blitz, you might have a chance versus Sam Darnold if you able to get some real pressure, some pressure on him. So you got to get pressure on him. So it's gonna be an interesting game. Obviously, they made the right decision um, allowing allowing Kirk Cousins to walk. Um, yeah, they made the right decision there, and they believe in their system. Um, they believed in their system. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a good game. We favor by 3 according to the ESPN books. But Minnesota is a strong team. Wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota, walked in here and did get a win, and they did make a Super Bowl run, just as we do. They do. I don't really hate Minnesota. They fans, like any other fan base, is fucking annoying. But yeah, I think Justin Jefferson, he's one of my favorite players. I think he is the best receiver in football, bar none. That's my opinion. I like Jordan Addison when he was at Pitt. And honestly, I'm happy for Sam Darnold. So guys like him, Geno Smith, they write these guys off, and you know what I'm saying, and they trash and they need to retire, and they go, and it be the situation, it be the scenery. So I love seeing a good underdog story. So, if the Lions got to go on the road, it's unfortunate. It's not that, they won't have home field advantage. Yeah, cool. It's just to the fact where, it's to the fact where they had a week 5 bye and they got a bunch of injuries. And a lot of the guys, could be back with an extra week for the first game. So instead of rushing guys to come back in the first week of the playoffs, you could wait too. So it's a big game for Minnesota. They necessarily, they're healthy, but they love to buy, but they don't need it like we need it. But, necessarily who needs it doesn't always, it doesn't always happen for. But yeah, it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game. And I think nothing is promised and nothing is gonna be given in this game. So if the Lions, you got home field advantage, that really ain't been so lucky this year. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But you beat them at your crib. You beat them at their crib. Pretty much handle them. That score didn't really tell the story of that game. But it's a different game. We didn't have Hutchinson in, but we had some other guys, Liam McDill and them. So it's gonna be different. Now, what I find funny, honestly, what I seriously find funny is that Jordan Addison said we need the Viking fans to come and make it loud in Detroit. Buddy, it's zero chance of that happening. Buddy, it's zero chance of that happening. Y'all can't fuck with Lions fans. We take over people's arenas, so y'all can't take over that. But he said, we need y'all to come. Yeah, all right, come to Detroit. Minnesota they dare not come here. They dare not come here trying to take over. They talking little shit. Come on. Won't be no fucking skull of horns there. You skull a clap and get clapped in the D. Oh man, I'm joking, man. But yeah, he crazy thinking they about to come here and take over some shit. And hell no. Y'all might win, but y'all fans ain't gonna come over here taking over shit. So let's get that out the way. But yeah, it's gonna be a classic. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think it's gonna be competitive. It might start off as a blowout, and then somebody might make a huge turn, a huge how can I say it? A huge comeback at the end. I didn't look here. I watched that Green Bay game, and it was a blowout. I turned it off, and I looked at the score the next day, and they was up by two. They only won by two, so I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but and then they only won by two. So yeah, I'm not necessarily sure what the hell happened. So, but like I said, man, it's gonna be one for the ages. It's gonna be one for the ages. So yeah, dealing with Sam Darnold, it's gonna be his. I think a taste of his first real playoff start. Yep, this gonna be one for the ages. But yeah, let me know what you girls and guys think though. But one of the biggest games in NFC North history, to be honest. One of the biggest games in it, and then they looking to repay us too. Last year, did we play them in Minnesota? The last game of the season? That's a great question. I think we was in Minnesota last year, so they really looking to return the favor. Hell yeah, they really look. I think it was in Minnesota last year. So yep. So they really looking to return the favor. They wasn't playing for shit last year. So, but it is what it is, man. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the NFC North playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, wherever else I'm at. Just hit the link tree in the description. Peace.